Hello everyone and welcome to another FPL video on the channel. In this video we'll be taking a look at my game week 16 team, the final game week before the World Cup. So starting off in defence we have Gaeta against Nottingham Forest away from home. Now being away from home is not ideal, but it is a great fixture for them. However, I don't expect them to keep a clean sheet unfortunately. Nottingham Forest did put 2 past Tottenham midweek, so their confidence is going to be a bit boosted by that, and I think they're going to put 1 past Palace because they're not the best defensively, let's be real. Then we have Trippier against Chelsea at home. On paper, it's not the best fixture, but based on current form, Newcastle will look very, very good, and Chelsea, they've not looked the best in my opinion. I think Newcastle have a great chance here to go and get a victory, and I don't think Chelsea have that many weapons in attack that are going to be that harmful to Newcastle. You know, Aubameyang's off form, Sterling, Havertz, like none of these are proper goal scorers. I mean, you can say Aubameyang, but he's not on the best of form, which is my point. So I think Newcastle can control this game and potentially go and get a clean sheet. Maybe Trippier can be involved in the attack as well, as we know he's on set pieces and he's got a very good delivery. So then we have Cancelo against Brentford at home. Great fixture. Brentford, not the best side, but they do have some good attackers, of course, and they do tend to score. But I do think Manchester City will control this game. They are the much stronger side. They do like to have most of the ball, control the game. I think Cancelo, if he starts, which he should do, hopefully will keep a clean sheet and get involved in the attacking play. Then we have Tarkowski versus Bournemouth. Now, for me, this is the up in the air one. If I'm going to make a transfer, I have one fee transfer. I'm going to make it probably on the defence, and Tarkowski will be replaced. Maybe for Joe Gomez, who has Southampton at home, or Ben White, who has Wolverhampton Wanderers. But for now, it is Tarkowski. I don't expect them to keep a clean sheet. Bournemouth do tend to score in their games, but Everton have been defensively pretty solid in my opinion. Then we have Martinelli versus Wolves. Now Wolves of course have got a new manager, so they're going to have a new manager boost. I believe they won midweek against, I think it was Leeds in the League Cup, so a little booster there. But I think Arsenal are going to be too strong for them. I think they're going to win this game. I don't think there's going to be many goals in it. I think it's going to be quite a tight affair, but maybe like a 1-0, 2-0, and hopefully Martinelli will be involved. Then we have Foden versus Brentford at home. Now, if Foden is nailed on, which he's not, it'll be great. But he hasn't started the last 3 games for Manchester City, even though he started all of the Premier League games prior to that. But maybe it's in the bad books, I don't know. But he didn't start midweek, which is a good sign, so hopefully he does start. I think he will, but what do I know? I'm not even a Man City fan. If he does start, it's a great fixture for him. Brentford defensively are not the best. Man City attacking wise are very, very good. And I think Foden will do very, very well, probably on that left hand side if he does start. So then we have Salah versus Southampton at home. Now I think this is an absolutely brilliant fixture. Great time to face Southampton. I think they're managerless at the moment. They've looked very, very poor recently. Defensively they're not the best. And Liverpool are starting to pick up a bit of form. They just beat Tottenham in the league, and they won in the League Cup. I think it was yesterday. They won on penalties. Salah is picking up a bit of form as well. He scored against Tottenham. He got a brace. He scored midweek in the Champions League prior to that, and then he also scored in the game before that, as well as scoring against City. So he is starting to score some goals now, Salah. He's not going to the World Cup, so he's going to want to end it on a bang. He's guaranteed to start, and hopefully he plays in an attacking, like a striker position, and he can get involved in the chances, which I'm sure he will. It's a prime captain pick, to be honest. It's him or Haaland for me. At the minute it's on Haaland, but for me it's 50-50, it really is, because I think Salah's going to bang in this game, I really do. So then we have Zaha against Forest. Now Zaha played up front last game week against West Ham, and he got a goal and assist. Now if he plays up front again, that's fantastic for us. I prefer him in that role. He's the more central figure. He becomes the key asset. I mean, he is anyway, but when he's on that left-hand flank, he's looking to more assist. Whereas when he's up front, he's going to gain the goals, and he's a quality player. He is. He's on penalties as well. Nottingham Forest, one of the worst sides in the league. So I think Zaha can do well in this game. Then up front, we have the 3 amigos. We have Callum Wilson against Chelsea at home. Now Chelsea, they're not the easiest of sides, of course. They're a good side, but their form has not been great. Defensively, I don't think they're that solid. And Newcastle attacking wise have been very, very good. Almiron's in absolutely scintillating form, just constantly scoring goals. Wilson has been very good himself. His numbers are not too shabby at all. He's on penalties. He's a great finisher. And I think he's going to start this game, regardless of him being subbed off at halftime last week. I think he's going to start. And you know what? I do think he's going to score against Chelsea. Then we have Jesus against Wolves. Similar comments about Martinelli. Wolves, new manager boost. They're going to want to keep this game tight. They're not going to look to attack Arsenal at all. They're going to look to hold them, try to limit the chances that they're going to create. But I do think Arsenal will find a way to break them down. Saying that, Jesus has not been in the goals for Arsenal recently. He hasn't scored, I believe, in 9 games in all competitions. Whereas in the league, I think he hasn't scored in 5 games. So he is in a bit of a rut in terms of scoring, but hopefully that can change against Wolverhampton Wanderers. So then we have my current captain selection, which is Erling Haaland against Brentford at home. Great fixture. There is slight up in the air whether he's going to start or not due to the foot injury, but he's not going to the World Cup. So I don't see a reason why you wouldn't play him in this match, because then he has a month and a half off. So for me, I think he's got to start. And he's going to score probably a couple goals in this game if he does. Brentford, not the best defensively. Erling Haaland is such a brute force. He's so hard to defend. He's clinical on penalties. He's the main focal point. They all look to create chances for him. De Bruyne, Foden, Grealish, Morris. They all look to create for Haaland. And I don't see a reason why he doesn't bang in this game. So on the bench, we have Ward against West Ham. Now, I could start him as well instead of Gaeta. But for me, the better fixture is Gaeta, and I don't think Ward keeps a clean sheet here against West Ham. Of course, they've been much better defensively. They've kept quite a few clean sheets recently, but for me, I'm going to go with Gaeta. Then we have Andreas versus Manchester United. Now, he scored last week against Man City, so it shows that he can score against anyone, but for me, I don't want to start him over any of the players in my current lineup, so he's on the bench again, and knowing my luck, he probably scores against Man United, and I don't get the points. But then we have Johnny against Arsenal. No brainer here, not starting him. I don't think they keep a clean sheet, and he hasn't been starting as well, which is not great, so he needs to be out of my side, and he will be doing that either this week or on the wild card. So then the final one is Dalot, who is suspended, unfortunately, because I would have started him otherwise. So we have 1 free transfer and 0.5 million in the bank. This is what the current side is looking like. I've made no changes at the minute. I'm looking to make a defensive change probably, but if I find out that Foden isn't starting via early team news because they are the early kickoff, then maybe I'll take him out for a punt on someone like Rashford, something like that. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to drop a like and subscribe. And if you need any FPL tips or advice, please feel free to drop a question in the comment section below and I'll be sure to help you out. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Cheers, guys.